Okay, I got another question for you,
Yep.
Mr. Fewell. Um, we've been talking a lot about our schools being packed to the gills,
Yes.
overcrowded,
hmm
right? Um, are out of district students contributing to that problem?
Not necessarily. This year, especially this year, we're down enrollment wise quite a bit. Overall, we're down about 162, 164 kids. And part of that was strategic on our part. We heard from our community, we heard from our teachers, hey, we need to tighten up the metrics in which we accept out of district students. So legally, we can look at attendance and we can look at discipline and suspension records on either students that have been with us as an out of district student, or if they're new and trying to get into our district. And so we are down about 103 out of district students this year. Our enrollment overall went from 2,314 students last school year during the 24-25 school year to today's count day, or yesterday was the count day for us, and we're at 2,151 students. So right there, 162, 163 kids less. Um, we have put into place markers going forward in terms of what we're going to cap grade levels at for now and in the future. So always first priority goes to our in-district students. We're looking at grade level caps of 180 students for K through 6, or sorry, K through 5 going forward. Grades 6 through 12 will be capped at 200 kids per student, or 200 kids per grade level. So that's what we're looking at, and we're hitting those marks going forward. But the out of district students right now, we look at our graduating class of 2025 had a class of 218 kids. We brought in a kindergarten class of 132. So our enrollment is declining in terms of, from an industry standpoint, in terms of just kids enrolling as kindergartners here. So we're trying to ramp up our preschool programming so that we can get back to where we're having 180 kids per grade level. And that's a sustainable model and easier for us to predict in terms of staffing and resources that we need to provide. So we've heard our community in regards to the out of district students. We've heard our teaching staff in regards to that. So we've tightened that up, but it does come at a cost in terms of the overall budget.
Because every student we turn away, we're turning away education fund
Yeah,
dollars.
anywhere from $9,000 to $10,000, and actually it could be, if it's a special ed student, the special ed dollars that come with that kid, in some cases, can get up to about $20,000 per student.
And so, if a student brings in X amount of dollars, how much are we spending per student?
Correct, and that's what we look at. We look at a cost benefit analysis on it. And we have to look at it from a business standpoint, because at the end of the day, education is a business. We do have to operate within our means in terms of the revenue that we're getting at. Are the kids going to cost us more in resources more than what the dollars that we're going to get bringing in? And that's how we have to look at it from a sustainable model, from a funding mechanism standpoint.
Mr. Fewell, I'd like to ask you the sort of burning question in regard to out of district students, and that has to do with out of district students, the money that comes with them. We know that any out of district student that comes to Mississinewa is going to bring education fund
Yep.
dollars because the dollars follow the students. However, operations fund isn't affected. And so, is it a net benefit to Mississinewa to bring students in if their parents aren't paying property taxes in our
It
district?
still is a benefit, and we've ran that analysis. So we do get, through the education fund dollars that we get from them, we're allowed to transfer 15% of those dollars from ed fund into the education fund.
Into operations.
Into operations. So we do get them. We do, from the day-to-day expenditures. It is a net zero, or they're actually making us money. When I've ran the calculations between the amount of dollars that we're really getting from our in-district kids versus our out-of-district kids, we are positive dollars in our operations fund due to accepting those out-of-district students. For example, taking 103 less out of district students this year, we're going to lose about $250,000 into our ops fund, because we're not going to be able to transfer that 15% from those students. So that is a hit to our operations fund. Our day-to-day expenditures, whether we have more kids or less kids, is pretty close to the same. So if we kept those 100 additional kids, our day-to-day operations in terms of electrical bills and transportation and all that, because we don't provide transportation to those out-of-district students, those costs are still the same. So what those kids don't bring is they don't bring taxpayer dollars to help in the debt service fund in terms of facility projects, new buildings, those types of infrastructures, and they never will. State legislations will never be set up that way to make that happen. And so what we've done strategically is like, okay, our community doesn't want to build necessarily new buildings to add room to accept more out of district students, and I can go along with that just fine. But with our current facilities the way they are, we do need debt service funds in order to maintain the facilities that we have existing. There is still going to be that long lingering question of what we're going to do with RJB over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years. Fact is, it's a 75-year-old building. There are issues there. We will never have the bonding capacity to do anything at that building without a referendum in the future. But we, along with the board, have decided at this point in time the operating referendum is more important for us than the capital or construction referendum moving forward. So we do need to continue to accept out-of-district students. We need to be strategic about the types of students we accept. I always say, hey, if you're going to come here, you need to be an Indian. If you want to be a giant, go be a giant. But you're not going to come here and act one way. I mean, you got to meet a certain level of expectation here, and that's what we're setting that standard with them, and continue to analyze it from a cost benefit analysis for the district and for our community.
So as I understand what you're saying, if we bring other students in from out of district, they're not going to bring operations fund dollars with them, but because they bring a large chunk of education fund dollars, we can take 15% of that, basically put it toward operations.
Correct.
And so they are still contributing in that way.
They are, absolutely.
Yeah.